And can you see my screen, please?
Yes, you can see your screen.
Okay,
You can
great.
share mode. Presentation mode.
Okay, that's fine. 1 second.
But before you go, how many of you have watched the video?
I do.
If you watch video, raise up your hand. Except that you don't, and listen to you. If I know what you video, go out now.
You have empty hall.
How many of you have watched the video? Raise up your hand. How many of you have watched the video?
You're watching the wrong. You will have
empty hall. So I expect you also watch that video because that video takes step by step. Okay, over to you.
All right, that's fine. Okay, good morning, everybody. My name is Adedoyin Mfon. Like Brother Shevon said, we went to Futa together, but I didn't even know him in Futa. I met him just here in Aberdeen. So I will just give a brief about myself and then go straight into the slides. I have a background in materials engineering in BSc, but I technically didn't work as an engineer anytime in my life. I moved into finance and I worked in commercial banking for about 10 years before I came into the UK to study finance, technology, and policy at MSc level. And then here I am. So my business is currently focused on reducing food waste by providing mini biogas digesters for commercial kitchens. Technically, it's just like a bucket where you put your food waste and then it changes to what you can use to cook your food. That's it basically. So Scottish Edge, my journey in the UK started from when I schooled at University of Edinburgh, and towards the end of after the second semester, and we're just like having activities. The department I was in the business school, and then there was this call for funding for anybody who had business ideas. And for me, back home, I had always been a business person. And when I came into the UK, I was always thinking about starting a business. Fun fact, I started a fintech with some friends back in Nigeria before I moved here. And that was why I came to study fintech in uni. But um, when they asked for the business ideas, I was just thinking, what can I propose? Because I had been racking my head around what business to do here in the UK. But the interesting thing was that in my university and in my class, everybody there, I think I was the oldest person in my class. Every other person there were like in their 20s, 21, they just finished school and nobody was thinking of starting businesses. They're just thinking of just getting a job, work for like 10 years, which I'd already passed through already, and then start a business. So it was kind of like a misplaced space for me in many ways, but I was able to find my way through in the end. I didn't fail, so thank God. So when this call came out, so I had this idea of like somebody mentioned that she's trying to trade palm oil. So I've always had this idea of selling palm oil because I used to live in Akwa Ibom after I got married, and then there was a lot of I had customers who were doing palm oil businesses, and I thought it was very, very lucrative business. So, but then I started to think, okay, if I want to sell palm oil, everybody sells palm oil. What can make my palm oil sales different? And then I wanted to bring in sustainably grown palm oil into the UK. And for me, it was, and I came to that from lots of research and some courses that I did while I was in school. I did a course on responsible investing, which kind of like puts my mind in the direction of wanting to do things much more responsibly in the society and generally. And then, even though I didn't know I was going to win that, I applied and I actually won £10,000 for wanting to sell palm oil, which I still do not believe till now. Like, and I was like, wow, how did that happen? But that was just the beginning of it. And then I registered my company after that. And then, but I wanted to go beyond just selling palm oil. I wanted to so taking you back another journey. So I have a 6-year-old, my son was just 6 some days ago. I have a 6-year-old who is pre-verbal and he was diagnosed autistic when he was 2. And then he didn't have a speech. And then we started feeding him organic foods. And while we were doing that, we started noticing lots of improvements with him. Before then, if you spoke to him, he wouldn't respond to you. There was no receptive skill, nothing at all. And then when we changed his diet to much more cleaner diets, we took away processed foods and everything, he started improving, his words started coming out. And it was technically just healing just by feeding him the right things. So when I started the company, the idea was to have a marketplace where people could trade, people could sell organic foods and people could buy organic foods, just organic foods, nothing else. And there came the point of validating my product. So I had started speaking with, and our tagline was selling the good, the bad, and the ugly, meaning that your perfectly good food could be sold on a platform. Your food with blemishes, whether it fell down or something happened to it, but it's still healthy, can be sold on the platform. And then your spoiled food could also be sold. And what we wanted to use the spoiled food was technically take the spoiled food and take it to the biogas plants, which exist already, large industrial plants where food is put into it, gas is generated, it's connected to the grid, and then we get part of it as cooking gas that we all use in our houses. However, when I was validating the product, I realized that that aspect of of getting the bad foods to these plants did not seem like a problem that needed to be solved, because the biogas plants, the feedback I got from those who responded to me was just showing that they didn't need that solution at that point in time. I've spoken to all the supermarkets in the UK. Not everybody responded, but some did respond, and some said, don't reach out to us again. Yeah, you always get all those negatives, and then you also get positives. But just like Tolu also mentioned, the worst that happens is that you get a no, but you just move on. But in the end, what I just got from all the feedback and data that I got was that that aspect of the business was not a solution. But I knew that there was a problem. There was food waste that was just going to landfills, because I was at a restaurant with a friend one day, and then we were there towards it till the end of the buffet at lunch, and we just saw food that was just placed on the tray being discarded, because there are regulatory requirements that says that you cannot feed food beyond certain number of hours to people. So the food wouldn't be fed during dinner, so they had to throw it away. So my thought was, so what can we do to this? And then we decided that we will create mini biogas digesters, which are small scale digesters, which will still solve this problem, but we're going to be decentralizing ourselves on sites. And interestingly, like, you could sometimes think that what's solution that you have is just germane to you. Nobody has done it before, but it probably is not right most of the time. So, because at the time when I thought about that, I was like, oh, wow, this would be interesting. And I started researching to find out if this existed already, because I had never seen it before. Then I had seen large plants, but I'd never seen it. And then lo and behold, it was existing. But so I started following, but in the UK, it wasn't people were just in much more industrialized system. So just for me, what I'm just trying to say in that is that don't think that your idea has to be just germane to you. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be the first to bring it out for it to be a success. Somebody else could have done it, but you could just improve on what is existing in the markets and make it better. What solution are you solving? And so I'll just go into the slides, because I could spend the entire day talking about my journey, and then we won't get to leave. So we'll just speak about Scottish Edge, the eligibility and the journey on applications, the winners that they've had in the past in certain rounds, and the pitch that is involved in it. And this was something that somebody said at a meeting that I attended. I don't know if it was even a meeting by Dr. Sheung. And then she said, create a solution to a problem that exists and not a solution to a problem you created yourself. And it made so much sense to me. Like it's like kind of ingrained in my brain, like since then, because hello, Mr. Nete.
Hi.
So, and since that day, it's become ingrained in me, because really there are times that we just create problems that don't exist. And so for me, whenever I think about something, I'm thinking, does this problem really exist? Or am I the one that's creating the problem? Because you could just go, I might not be able to give like an example of a problem that doesn't exist that I could just create myself. I could just tell myself, people are not eating enough meat, and I want to make them eat enough meat. Is it really a problem? Do you understand? I might just create it as a problem. Oh, people need to eat more meat. It's not, and that's not actually the problem. Might just be people are being obese, and I want to get them to lose weight. But me, I'm focusing on the wrong problem. So it's important that with whatever problem that we want to solve, we ensure that it's a problem that exists, and then we are creating a solution for it. We're not creating a problem and not trying to find a solution for a problem that we created ourselves. I hope that makes sense, though.
Yeah.
Okay. So for Scottish Edge, they have like a few eligibility criteria, like you must be pre-trading or trading less than 5 years. For me, I'm still pre-trading till now. So that means that you haven't started selling. So I remember that someone that the late guy that was in the brown house mentioned how his business idea was still like in process. He did not feel confident enough to project it out there. So even if you are pre-trading, you haven't gotten to the stage where you can sell a product or you have a full product. It's just at the idea stage. You can apply for the Scottish Edge. The business registered in Scotland, so which is like one of the easiest things to do. I registered my company by myself, but you could use a lawyer if you want to. So I think when in the startup journey, it's just important to also try to cut as much cost that is not necessary away from your cost. Whatever you can avoid, just don't spend money on it. And what you cannot avoid, you can afford to then go ahead and spend money on it. Current turnover less than £1 million, less than 500k investment already, and 50% ownership with directors actively working in the business. And then an ambition to generate 200k turnover in 3 years. I think I would say that everybody in the room already said yes when Sheon mentioned that the target is unicorn. So that means everybody is looking at above 200k. So I would say everybody in this room definitely qualifies to apply for Scottish Edge grants. So before we go ahead with competition, I wanted to just ask a question. If somebody would like to just respond to it, or I would like someone to respond to it. Like for anybody in the room, do you want to say the problem that you are solving and the solution that you have created to solve the problem? You care to share with us. Don't forget, you can feel free to share your ideas really, because you're not the first to have the idea.
I got to say something. Because I work in financial services, right?
Okay.
Seen is a lot of us don't know what is covered in our policy documents. If I ask, what is covered in your home insurance, do you know whether your stuff like that? So basically what I've done is, and I've done a lot of research, asked people, how do you know what you're covered for? How do you know your insurance policy? How do you know when the price, whether you're getting a very competitive market price and all of that? Most people will say that, oh, I do have an app. Okay, so if you have home insurance, car insurance, pet insurance, travel insurance, all those kind of things. So you have like 6 apps they have to log in into and we understand that life can be very busy. So basically what we're doing is a single app, right, that you can first of all scan all your document, gives you like an overview of what you're covered for all your policies, gives you the market's price in terms of whether it's competitive, you need to raise a complaint, you need to escalate to the ombudsman, your claims team, and all of that basically. So identify that a lot of people don't know what they are covered for or can't be bothered really. So they just have duplicate policies sometimes. So we're just trying to we are building a solution that would make the insurance aspects of people's lives easy, and then they can just basically see all the information at a go, all their insurance policies. That is describing.
All right, thank you, buddy. Oh, is this Sheon?
Kenny.
Okay, no, so that's not your own. It's I'm reading Dr. Sheon's own. Sorry, thank you for your contribution. So, as you are speaking, something else came to mind, because you mentioned trying to make life easier for your users, is that it's also possible to implement a scenario in your app where there is a bot that actually reads these policies to the user. Because when you say you want to make like this for me, I'm thinking like I'm cooking, I'm doing so many things. Like I have like a whole lot of things to think about, and I really don't want to sit down reading like 5-page documents. But if I have an audio device reading it to me, like a bot just reading it to me, it probably does make it easy for me. So you could consider that. So another question that I will ask everybody in the house is there anybody here who will buy the product?
Is there one?
Is there anybody here who will buy the product?
That's not a pitch, or the pitch has to, to be convinced.
No, it's fine. You don't need to do a full pitch. Just there's a problem, there's a solution. You have a solution you are giving. So, and this is all things being equal, not like you are broke, you have the money. I don't know, you have like you are Dangote now. Would you buy the product?
I would buy it because I can look at everything in one place. I don't want to start going. At the moment, I have to remember, for me right now, I've got like 5 different insurances coming up, and I have to remember each one. If you're not like me, it will make it easier if you just go to one place and everything turns up. However, I found out from someone recently, they've got pension. This is just for your information. They've got a pension and they've got multiple pensions. And he realized that when he logged into his pension provider gave him the ability to link to the other pensions. So now he just logs into one pension provider and he can see the 4 that he has. So
initially this is not to like initially
I'm just telling you back.
The idea was to also bring in pension, but I know that there's a database for pension that exists. However, for insurance, it doesn't exist.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Okay, so that.
I think I like.
If it goes through the video version because
So you see, these are feedback for you now, right?
Video version that I can just plug in when I'm driving or in the bus or something, or I'm about to sleep. Yes, to listen to it. The summary.
You can summarize the policy documents and then give you the financial implications of each of summary on the page.
It would be good if your app can also give us strategies for beating the price down if you decide to.
Mm-hmm.
No. If you decide to stay with the same provider, because there are strategies, I do all well. I never move insurance, but I know what to say to get them to agree to what I want. And I know when to do it.
Yeah, well done, start doing.
I know when.
So anyway,
Okay.
I think it will be a useful tool. For example, some of us, we have insurance that have features that overlap, meaning that, for example,
Correct.
I have an account that gives me insurance for my mobile phone, give me insurance when I travel abroad, give me insurance for my home emergency and all of that. So when I want to take insurance for my car, they want to say, oh, AA, I don't need AA because I already have an account that provides emergency for my car if I have a breakdown. So I don't need to take that one on my car insurance. I don't have to take home emergency insurance because I already have one that provides that. But some of us will have those features in one a particular insurance on account, and then we still go and purchase a car insurance, for example, that covers all of that. That means you are paying for the same service, and then so whether your app be able to tell, oh, you already have that. If you take that off this insurance, you may have a reduced rate. So you might want to look at that.
So great. I think we've had like a very good conversation here, and I think Kenny is one who has the idea, right?
Yes.
Yes. So I think what's for me, what this shows is the power of surveys. You also need to understand that it's important for you as a business owner to not just say, I have the idea, oh, I know it's great, and you live in silos and then you build it. It's important that, yes, your idea is great. It's amazing, it's going to solve problems, but you need to speak with your prospective customers. One of the things that I did with the biogas arm of my business is that I went to restaurants individually in Aberdeen, went to restaurants physically to talk to them and find out how much waste they generate, how much they pay for energy bills. Because if they don't generate enough waste, then they really would not need to buy my products. If their energy bills are not high, then I'm not solving any problem for them, because now I'm planning to say, okay, you can reduce your cost of gas because now you generate the gas by yourself. But if it doesn't have a problem with it and you're just paying £100 per month or per year, then it doesn't have a problem and it doesn't solve it. So it's important now for every one of us individually and collectively. We speak to, you could just create a free Google form with your Google account. And then whenever you see somebody that you think is a prospective client, just share with the person. Don't make it too tiring, because not everybody, including myself, I don't like things that will stress me. Nobody likes it. So make it something short and brief. That it's like, now we only asked two questions, right? I think, or one question, and we got a lot of feedback from people. So give room for where they can actually express themselves in your survey, because once you finish it, the survey just comes into an Excel and you can actually chart it out and know is this good? Where do I need to improve? Because that way you can get feedback that will help you to improve on your product, which is what reiteration of products is. You go into the market, talk to people, and then you come back to make adjustments that you require to make improvements for you. So that said, we'll just go on to the journey. So the Scottish Edge has like different categories. There's a wild edge, and they're just like a whole lot of categories. So based on what stage your business is, you could pick which one it is that you fit into, right? And then once you pick it, you apply for it. So for me, I applied for the Wildcard Edge, which is for early stage founders. And so you pick which category you fit into, and then you make your application. Once you submit your application, on the application, you add a 3 minutes video pitch on it that's recorded by you. And it's always advisable also not just make it a video of just you. You could add what they call it. You could add graphics into it to like buttress your points at different points and also make it much more engaging. So whoever is watching it doesn't get tired of just seeing your face, and they can actually relate the product to, I'll say for instance now, let me use, because it's just precious in my head, let me use Kenny's business idea where he's talking about insurance and finances. So if he's talking about like car insurance and there's a picture of a car, the person can actually visualize the problem. Or I don't know the lady's name who spoke about palm oil. And then imagine talking about palm oil and then she has a picture showing like the process of the palm oil production, and then the person can visualize, oh, this is what she wants to do, and then they understand it better because they put themselves in that space. And then just think of when you're a kid and you're watching a cartoon. I think for me, there are times when I saw myself inside the cartoon and I had my own role inside it. So that kind of thing you can visualize and you can put yourself there and create it, and then you understand it better and technically. So the first stage is there's the first assessment that happens after you make that submission, and then you get so some of the Scottish Edge awards don't only have like 2 stages. That's the first assessment and then the finals, while some have like more than 2 stages, like 3 stages. So after the assessment you go to a semi-final before the finals. So it depends on what you choose to go for or what level your business is in, then you probably go for a maximum of 3 levels. After your first presentation, they send you an email. And the good thing about Scottish Edge is that even if you get, because for me, I had applied twice before I won the first award. But even if you don't get it, they give you very good feedback that makes you feel seen. And that's the way I felt, like makes you feel not like feedback of just general, unfortunately. Like they give you feedback telling you what the people actually think about your idea. And it's constructive. And which is what, as business owners, we have to always go into the market with an open mind. I think for me, being a salesperson in financial services in Nigeria, you could probably understand what that means. I'm used to getting no's. So, so it's just be open to get a no and just move on, because it makes you better. Whatever doesn't break you actually makes you stronger. Because when you get those feedbacks, there are things that when you go back and look at your submission, you're like, oh, I really did not put this in there. So try to implement them and make another submission. If you make an assumption and you don't get it, they still give you feedback based on the assumption you made again. And then so it's just important that you take the feedback good and then work on that feedback, because you realize that the feedback probably just might be the only thing that was missing in your application to you getting that grant or whatever it is that you're applying for. So after that first stage, but for, like I said, twice I applied, I didn't get it. But the third time when I did get it, after the first thing, I got invited for the live interview. There will be a live interview where you actually get to speak. You pitch, not like when you are recording, you can edit when you get something wrong. But on the live interview, you pitch live. I think something that I learned with live interview from people that I had spoken to, because like I think Tolu had mentioned also that it's very important that you have the right ecosystem around you. So I know I had done a pitch rehearsal with a lady I spoke with at Innovate UK. And then when I was doing the pitch rehearsal, there was a part where I forgot my lines. And then she was like, and then I got myself back. And then she was like, it was just perfect to forget your line. Like, don't think you have to be like all perfect and say everything the way to that. It's just important. The important thing is, how do you pick yourself up after you forget your line? Because you're not a robot. So they want to even feel the human side of you. And then an easy line that she gave me was, you forgot your line, just go, okay, I'm sorry, I missed my way there. But however, just go and make sure you don't take out of your own, because 3 minutes can be very short. So just get yourself back on time and just move on. That nobody will actually crucify you for forgetting your line. And that was right, because I know that when I was pitching, I still forgot one line, but I still got it. So just to let you know that you shouldn't crucify yourself that, oh, I didn't get, but doesn't mean you shouldn't put in the effort in ensuring that your pitch comes out as professional as possible. And because people also want to see that you want it and that you put a lot of work into it. They don't want to seem like you just want to just come in and just get it and just move on. They want to see the work that you put into one thing, because a lot of people want the money. So why should I give it to you if it doesn't really mean so much to you? So that's the question you should be asking. Yep. So after the final pitch, you wait. They respond, I think, the next day. It wasn't long. So you don't have to wait for too long. It was next day, I think I got a feedback to know if I won or not. So Scottish is very plain. But it's a lot of questions though. The application process is very long. It's really long. And I worked with Business Gateway during the process, and I think it really helped my application because I had done my application and everything. And then, but I reached out to my business advisor at Business Gateway, and she reviewed it with me twice. The first time she reviewed and sent me, and the second time I had to come to the office. She invited a senior colleague of ours, who also had been on Scottish Ed panels and stuff. And then they both reviewed with me and gave me advice on how to do this, how to do that, how to project my idea, and how to just ensure that I get to the heart of the judges, because there'll be different judges there who will be addressing you. So I think if you don't have a Business Gateway account, you could just send them an email or give them a call, and they will link you up with somebody. And you have to be the one that will request for it and push for it. And then they do give support. So it's very good, actually. So that's that on the journey for the Scottish Edge. Then, okay, I just wanted to mention, excuse me, the ecosystem support that you can get: Business Gateway, Interface, TechScaler, Barclays Eagles Lab, and then Innovate UK. Maybe I didn't mention Innovate UK because I've not actually really used them yet, but I'll just speak to a few of them. Like Business Gateway was like the first one I think, that I got in touch with, and then I've gotten advice from them many times. Like when I am confused about stuff, I just send my advisor a mail and she responds to me. They do have I think they have like a 3-day response. So they will respond to you. Just send them a mail and follow through with it. Interface. So currently, like I mentioned about the business, Interface we've worked with Interface, like same thing that Tolu had mentioned. Like I worked with them and got students to help with a lot of research for my marketplace and for my biogas digester. And you'll be surprised at the kind of work that you get. Especially when you get to work with PhD students, they are like amazing. Like they do so much research, even beyond what you had even discovered about your business yourself. And they are so professional. So I would advise anybody to just check out Interface and reach out to them for support. They are also very supportive. So currently now we are working with University of Dundee to design and build our prototype. And we got that through Interface because they have like funding that they give for research in like there's a 7.5 and that 7.5 and then a 20K. So you start applying, you start requesting from the first one, and then you can get them to fund a university to do a research for you or build a prototype for you if you're doing a hardware for your business. Then TechScaler, I think Tolu has mentioned everything about TechScaler already. I've not even mined TechScaler as much as us, so I don't think I can say anything about that. And then Barclays Eagles Lab, they have like a whole lot of opportunities available to anyone at different stages: female founders, funding readiness, product builder. I have attended like 4 of the accelerators. I think I just mentioned 3. I can't remember the last one. So, and Barclays is very good. I've also had the opportunity to pitch at one of their events before in Glasgow, because just like Dr. Shinwa had mentioned, they invite you when they have events coming up. So it's important to just be in this ecosystem once and let yourself be known. Let yourself be known and be visible. So it's just very important, because when you are there, when you are visible, people remember you and tell you, oh, okay, or they even refer someone to you that, oh, you can meet Doing, she's doing this. They connect you with people that will help build your enterprise. So it's important to just be in that ecosystem. Attend Unfiltered. It's not always easy for me to attend, but I've attended a few times because it's always like I get to drop the kids in the morning. So it's the timeline for that. So it doesn't make it easy to attend. So just attend the program, just be there, make your face, let people just see you and know it. Because for me, even the few times I've attended, it's been very useful to me and for my business. So I would advise anyone to attend those events. Sorry, I have an assistant in the room.
We can see.
Okay. So just to also give you like a view of how many people apply for Scottish Edge and how many people get shortlisted. So to also help you to know that you need to put your best foot forward. So like in round 24, I was in round 25. When round 24, there were 256 applications received. And then for these are the difference, there's Scottish Edge, there's Young Edge, there's this Young Edge for people I think within up until 30 years, I think, which I'm older than, so I couldn't apply for that. So for the Scottish Edge, 113 people applied, 14 winners were shortlisted. That's just 12%. For this one, 36%. For which shows that a lot of young people don't really apply for things because they want to just get a job and move on. So it means that if you are actually within the age range of young age, you actually have like a higher chance of getting the award. I also met people that I had met in like different accelerators that said that they applied for wildcard, but because they were qualified for young age, they were moved to young age. So even because it shows you that they want to give these awards to people. So if they see that you applied for a category that doesn't give you so much ability to get it, and there's a category that doesn't have a lot of people, they just push them into the young age so that they can actually have a better chance of winning. So there's also the social enterprise edge, where you only get one winner. So just imagine this is where it is. So it shows you that you need to put your best foot forward, like brag about what you have achieved. Don't be humble when you're making applications. Just say it, let them know what you have done. And of course, in a professional way. So that's that. So when you're on your application, you get to talk about your finances. So they're all estimates and it's like a projection. But something I learned from my advisors in the journey of the application is that don't be what's the word now? Don't be over optimistic. Maybe optimistic is not the word. Don't just throw numbers out, right? You have to be very realistic with your numbers. Don't just say, oh, I'm going to make 500 sales when you don't know how you make 500 sales. You need to make sure that you're very realistic about it. Check what people who have been in that industry have done in the past. And based on that, you can make your own projections so that people don't think you're just trying to throw numbers because you want to just make them feel like, oh, it's a good business. Let them feel like you are very realistic about it, and whatever you put, you'll achieve and exceed, not like you'll be struggling to achieve it technically. So, yeah. Then, okay. So for the 3-minute speech, they usually will provide you this breakdown telling you what they want you to have on your pitch. And so it's important that when you have applications for grants and they give you these guidelines, you follow the guidelines. Like you make sure that everything that they asked for is inside it. It might not, so you get like you have an introduction and a hook that actually does capture their mind. The problem is clear. They are not wondering if this is really the problem or there's something else coming behind as a problem. Problem is clear. The solution is clear. Make sure that something else that my business advisor from Business Gateway taught me was that when you are creating a pitch, especially when you have like limited number of words and stuff like that, every word you say matters. So don't go saying things like, let me say for instance, if I was building a light bulb now, and then I put somewhere in my pitch about, oh, beautiful light bulb beautifying your life. How does that affect the problem or the solution? That's just like a tagline. Every word you say is important. So if it's not important to the problem or the solution, it's not important to whatever it is that has been outlined for you to achieve, there's no need for you to say it technically. So just say what is important. Don't just try to put words to make it look beautiful or make it look attractive or look funky. Yeah. But just say, make sure that note that every word you put in your pitch, every word you put in your application is important. So don't waste your words on things that are not important. Yep. That was what she told me, and I just talked to you because I think it helps me whenever I'm applying. Because there's some applications that you have that actually make you tell you that you have to reduce, give you number of words that you have to give for each thing. So it's important to remember that. And the assessment criteria will be based on your value proposition, which we have been saying since. They want to know what value your product brings. There's an accelerator that I in TechScaler accelerator, if anybody, I don't know if anybody has gone, they also teach you about creating the right value proposition. And they have like this steps to either just helps you realize that you just makes it easy for you to just create a value proposition without mincing words. And like let me see. So let's do this. Let's create a value proposition, putting in place like
Adedoyin,
yeah.
you show your, I don't know, this is private now. Can you show your 3 minutes speech that is submitted?
Okay.
It
The
should be on-
video, right?
Yes, let them just watch it so that
Oh, okay. Let me see with Scottish Edge.
because everybody's going to do this one today. We're going to do your 3 minutes speech today. That will be at the last part of today.
1 second.
Because that's part of the application. You see the application online, then you also submit your 3 minute speech.
Okay, 1 second. I think this is, I have lots of videos. I hope this is the right one. So I'll just share my my screen. Give me a minute, please.
Well, are we?
Yes. After the injection.
Yeah. So I will share. Okay. Oops. Yeah. Hold on. So I'll share that video. I think this was my last slide. So really nothing. So I'll just share the video now.
Okay.
Just got a bit distracted by my amazing ear. Okay, I think I've lost my flow. I'm trying to find the video. Okay. Can you see my screen? Which screen are you seeing? Are you seeing the video or the previous screen?
Assessment criteria.
You're seeing what? Okay, assessment criteria. Okay. 1 second. Stop sharing. Share. Can you see this one now?
Yes.
The video. Okay, so I'll just play. Oh, it doesn't have audio, does it?
No. So what you have to select audio, I think.
Okay, 1 second.
Stop sharing, then we share with us.
Okay, 1 second. Okay, include sound. See that? I'm sorry about the delay. Okay. Can you see the video now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello?
Yeah. Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can hear you.
You can play.
Hello?
Yeah, we can. Yes, we can hear you.
You can hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Just let me know if you can hear the video.
Okay.
I don't think so.
No.
Because I can't hear it. Let me remove my earpiece.
Oh yeah. Okay. That's what happening. It's going to your earpiece. She's going. So,
amounts of food discarded due to regulatory requirements. Are you aware that in the UK, a staggering 9.5 million tons of edible food end up in landfills each year, leading to over 17 billion pounds in losses? I experienced this firsthand while.
What happened?
Hello, what happened? We can't hear you.
You stopped it.
She wants to do it again.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's speaking, but we are not hearing.
Yeah. So what's happened? Like she has an earpiece, so the sound strong.
So into the earpiece. The earpiece is still connected, and it's not. He's not putting it on. She's not putting it on.
She's got to change the earpiece.
Can you send it to me? Can you send it to me? Send to me and I will upload this. I will just play it. Then we can't hear you now.
Chat with her through that.
Okay, she will not know.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah, we can't hear you. Can you send the video to me? I'll play it.
I'll send it to you now. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I'm sending it to you straight away.
I just felt that so I can see all of us are going to do that today. Everybody's going to do that with 3 minutes. So that's why if you can take that as
I've sent it.
okay. To my email, right?
No, I just sent it to you on WhatsApp. It's
Okay.
faster. Yeah.
Okay, you can continue your presentation. So once you finish that.
Yeah.
I've not seen the
so is
okay.
It's a big file. It'll take a while. You know it's video, so.
Okay, you can continue. I will look at it.
But you can also send it through chat. She can send
it. Yeah, me too. Okay.
I've sent it already. So can you still see my slide, please?
Yes.
Okay, so this is the last slide. So technically, value proposition, clear products, and like I said, and the team, like for me, I actually don't have a team. So my team is everybody I'm working with. Business gateway, interface, the universities I'm working with, because those are the people that so I think just showing, because they also understand that it's not like, oh, you are like you have like this team that you're working with, but just also what's the word now? Showing them that you're not working in alone, that you have people that are supporting you and advising you is very important. So I just let them know what everybody is doing. I have someone that I work with that helps with strategy pro bono. I met her at after the Black Founders Accelerator when we did a pitch in London. So I didn't win anything, but after the pitch, she walked up to me and told me that she liked my idea and she would like to work for me. So and she was meant to give me just 5 sessions of free strategy sessions and I get to pay. But after the 5th session, she said she wanted to keep on working with me, that she just liked my idea and she liked my drive. And she wanted to keep working with me up until whenever. So sometimes things happen like that for you. It's just different people that you meet along the line. So I just have those people, like I just let them know who I'm working with and what they are doing technically. Impact. So which is it just gets you thinking because yes, they will check that. They want to know what impacts your business is bringing economically, socially, to the environment, whatever it is. And you can see it's either or. It means that you might not have one, but you might have the other. But if you dig deep, you probably will find impact in different things that you actually are doing with your idea. Or you ensure that your idea does bring impact socially and environmentally. I think it's also very important because when we build businesses around wanting to impact lives, it actually thrives better and is much more sustainable than just wanting to just build a business and then move on. So let us ensure that as we are building our businesses, we think about wanting to impact people or impact the environment that we live in with our businesses. So also they want to see your customer focus, your business growth, how you want to use the funding, and make it plain and simple. Like just like I spoke about when you are putting your financials and not over putting the numbers. You're just getting 10K from somebody. Depends on the scale of your business. What would 10K really truthfully do? Or you're getting 50,000 from somebody. What would 50K truly really do? Don't just try to show that you're going to do like 1,000,001 things. Instead, if it's just one thing that the money will achieve for you, let them know that it's just one thing going to achieve, and this is it, and this is what you're going to do with the money. Because sometimes we might think in our mind, oh, I want them to I want them to see that, oh, I'm doing a lot, and then you put so many things, but it's not by that. Just let it be what exactly it's going to achieve, which also comes back to if you have done your research, you have spoken to people that want to build for you, and you've seen the numbers that they have shown. So you will know what is realistic with the money and what is not realistic. So we don't project the wrong things because sometimes because you just don't want to, you don't want you making wrong projections be what will separate you from you getting what you actually were applying for and you put in so much work into. They do. So that's it. Questions are welcome. Do you have the video now?
I can't get the video. Maybe can you just drop the link? Drop the link on.
Okay, don't worry. I have it on my Google Drive. Let me share the link with you.
Okay, please. So please, can you clap for her, please? So we entertain questions.
Yeah.
After maybe 10 of break. So because the latter part is purely practical, all of that. So
I have a question.
who is this?
I
should be calling me.
Please go ahead.
Okay.
Someone should.
I have 2 questions. One,
yes,
is it possible for one person to apply for 2 with 2 different projects?
No, just one.
Just one. Then if the capital you need maybe it's about 500,000, and then what they have available is 200,000. Can you apply tying that 200,000 to a particular component of your business?
Can you come again? You said the capital you need is 500,000.
Yes,
and what they are offering is 200,000.
Example, if your capital is 500,000 and then the amount that is available is 200,000, can you tie that 200,000 to a particular component of your business?
Yes, definitely, because you might not get all the money from one person. So if for instance, let's say, I don't know, I'm looking for something to use as an example. Let me use myself as an example. And then I have like feasibility study, design, and then product development. And then the amount that they are giving me is not going to do everything for me. I could just identify what is going to probably just feasibility study and design of my products and let them know. So I don't have to say, oh, it's to do everything, it's not going to do everything. Just tell them what's going to do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
No.
Back to you.
Okay, thank you so much for the
presentation.
For the presentation. So
Thank you, sir.
For instance, if you have a company, registered company, and let's say you are into 2 or 3 things that your company actually runs, and you want to submit this tender. Now, are you going to cut across this your expression across the 3 things your company is doing, or you are going to focus on just one part your company is doing?
So I think it's and this is my response is based on conversations that I've had with different people in the ecosystem and advices that I've gotten. I think it's always better to focus on one at a time. And somebody has said before, they said solve one problem with one solution at a particular time. Well, just like for me now in my business, I have like a marketplace and I also have like the biogas. But the first time I applied for Scottish Ed, the biogas was not, I had not even pivoted into biogas, it was just marketplace I applied. But as at the third time when I applied, or second and third time, it was biogas I was applying about second and third time. And I think what something that also helped me with this, I also noticed that when I had, because like also talking about having conversations with people and not just keeping your ideas to yourself. From conversations that I had at different times, I noticed that whenever I was talking about marketplace, biogas, people did not hear everything. They only heard one thing.
Biogas.
So yes, thank you. They only heard biogas. I noticed that. And so that was why I said I had to pivot and separate them. And so this is what conversations will do for you, because you wouldn't just know by yourself. You just think, okay, I have an amazing idea, which every one of us always thinks. But when you talk to people, you now start by yourself saying, okay, I need to change that. So it's better to just project one thing at a time. So you don't, everybody picks things in different ways. They only pick what they're interested in.
Sure.
So that you don't lose that and just pick one thing. It also gives you a shorter period of time to make your conversation known and heard.
Okay.
I don't know if I can add I just wanted to add something as well.
Okay.
Please go ahead.
there was this instance of someone trying to get, is into trade, motor trade and all that. So he wants to get a motor trade insurance. So he's in sales, recovery, and he does some other things that are not motor sales. So it's very difficult to get that motor trade sales. You know why? Because of the other things that are on his company registration. So he had to like remove them and then just put sales and recovery. And it went through. So it's better to you could have your ideas in different areas. Just even you can have different companies. So just focused on one for one company in a way.
No, I also think that if you register a company, the things that you say you do, you can actually update it.
Yeah.
As you have the idea, maybe you started with motor sales and you saw that the idea is going to recovery. You just go to company house and change it.
If you had another SIC code.
Yeah, so
You can add to it. You can also
So this person has everything
Yes.
together
can
to now
add
do
on.
that thing. But it was not the blocking stone to him getting another thing. So when he removed it, he was able to get what he
So
wanted.
there's that flexibility with the company house registration that you can update. So the best thing, I guess, is to start with the idea, pivot as you see necessary. And when you start getting this advice from the ecosystem people, you can always go back to your company and update those things to make sure that it fits into the model or create a new company if you want.
Actually, even the company house will send you notification. They call it a confirmation statement. So you need to do it every year. And that's an opportunity for you to also update if your business line has changed or you want to add some business line. That's an opportunity to do that, either to remove or to add or to change. So that is, and you don't really necessarily need to also wait for business statement confirmation every year. You can do it at any time. But that particular time is pretty. If there's anything, most of the time we just say click. We won't really wait to say, okay, do I need to change it? So, submitted my statement. But it's an opportunity to update whatever we do.
Yeah. Sadly, I've seen it. I'll play it now. So how do you do? No more questions. So okay, yeah, your last question now. Yeah.
This question, I think would also, because she literally just asked the question now, and
so you can ask your question, Abi.
We were just discussing, but before she came, I asked the same question from him, and I think most people that like want to build things, this is one question that is on our mind. How do you protect your ideas from people? Now, we can say that, you're probably, this same idea that I have, someone in Bangladesh is probably thinking about the same thing. And the currency, just like me and Brother Shun will say, is the speed. Whoever gets to the market first. That's the currency that the world is trading on now, speed. How do you actually, when you're trying to get your research done, you're trying to speak to people to confirm yours, so how do you protect it? But you're still getting what you want from people, if you get what I mean. Because I feel like there is a way to it. There is a way to actually go about it, protecting your idea without saying a lot, but you're still saying something that is enough to actually get what you need. So from your own experience, what would you say helped you?
So you want to control your idea, am I right? Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So for me, I would say, when you say helps you, I don't think I have actually achieved like the apex of developing my idea and everything. So I don't know if I would say I have been helped. But however, I think in protecting your idea from people is just not, you don't have to say everything. Just say things like, for instance, now, what you are trying to protect from people is what you can actually patent or have an IP on. So if I'm converting food waste into cooking gas, that's not germane. People have done that, right? What is the thing that can be patented in that? It's not me doing the conversion. It's whatever we have discovered in the lab that is making our gas come faster. Whatever we have discovered in the lab that is making our product different. So I'm not going to come to you and tell you, oh, we are converting cooking gas to energy, and this is how we're going to do it. We're going to make sure that we put HCH3, and you won't tell all that. Do you understand? So the real secret of the matter is being kept as a business secret. You wouldn't, but you just tell them the basic thing of what you are doing. You just like you told us today. Now you told us that you are going to help people have their insurance lives. Yeah. and put a coupling effect for all kinds of insurance. So you can know everything that's happening in your insurance data together in one space. But you haven't told us software behind your technology. You haven't told us how you are going to do it. You haven't told us what's is going to be driving your system to run faster, because that's what you're going to have an IP on, because you definitely have an IP on your software. And it will not be just because you are coupling. People can couple, like they said, they've already done it in pensions. So there's probably somebody already protected that. So what makes you different is the software behind it, what you actually, the technology behind is what you are protecting and how you are doing generally. So, yep.
Yeah.
I have a question.
There's no time. Oh.
Yeah.
You
can ask, no problem.
Sometimes you're working with interface, yeah?
Yeah.
With PhD students. At that point, you have to really be open because they're helping build the prototype.
Yes.
How do you protect that? Do you have to have non-disclosure agreements in place?
Yes. There's a contract to be signed. So the contract says that every foreground IP belongs to your company. So every IP that comes out of the project belongs to you. But you are going to give the university a non-exclusive right to use the same IP for research and teaching purpose. The student does not own anything. It's the university you are working with technically. So you give the university the right to use it, but everything belongs to you. And the reason is because the government is sponsoring this research with their own money. And so they don't want to have a situation whereby they have to pay in the future because they needed to use that IP for something when they were the ones that funded it initially. So the contract that they give you says that you give the university a non-exclusive worldwide rights to use the IP for teaching and research, no commercial purposes. But every IP belongs to you. So that's what protects you technically.
Okay, thank you. So you see the video now.
Did you know the UK produces around 9.5 million tons of food waste yearly? 70% from households and 12% from hospitality. It's an unavoidable problem in plain sight. When food waste decomposes in landfills, it emits methane, a 28 times more potent greenhouse gas than carbon dioxide. This environmental challenge demands an innovative solution. That's where we come in. At Grains and Oil, we are developing mini biogas digesters for homeowners, hotels, and restaurants to convert their food waste into biogas. Here's how it works. Instead of sending food waste to landfills, you feed it into the biogas digester. It is broken down anaerobically, producing biogas. This biogas can be used directly for cooking, eating, or generating electricity. The remaining digestate is a biofertilizer perfect for nourishing gardens. The potential impact is enormous. With over 173,000 hotels and restaurants and 36 million homeowners in the UK, our total addressable market is about £48 billion and a serviceable market of about £87 million. We have already sparked interest, with 75% of our 30 surveyed correspondents keen to purchase our solution. Hi, Brother Shem. I think it's the first one that was the Scottish Edge, not this one.
And several homeowners. Our projection for sales is 100 units in year one, scaled up to 450 units in year two, and then reach 1,000 units in year three, translating to significant reductions in food waste and carbon emissions. For example, a restaurant producing 100 kg of food waste daily can generate about 50 cubic meters of biogas, equivalent.
It's okay. Let us go and do our own. I'm only joking.
To 300 kilowatt hour of energy per day, thereby saving up to 20% of the energy.
Brother Sharon, 1 second.
So this biogas is safely.
I was saying that is the first one that you're supposed to. I always kept a note for you. The first one is one that is Scottish Edge. That's where you can see the graphics also. Yeah, not this one.
She has graphics. That one was different.
Okay. Oh.
You have the two?
Yeah, I have the two. Yeah. Yeah. Oh shit, it won't work. It's not gonna work that way, right? Okay. I'm coming. I think this. Can you see this?
Are you aware that in the UK, a staggering 9.5 million tons of edible food end up in landfills each year, leading to over 17 billion pounds in losses? I experienced this firsthand while having lunch at a restaurant buffet, where I witnessed the shocking amounts of food discarded due to regulatory requirements. This waste isn't just a financial drain, it's an environmental challenge that demands urgent action, especially with energy costs set to rise by 5% in April 2025. At Grains and Oil, we are turning this challenge into an opportunity. Our on-site mini biogas digesters transform food waste into energy for homeowners and businesses, offering a sustainable solution for them. With over a decade of experience in finance sales, I have honed skills in business development and strategy, driving our innovative approach. My background in materials engineering provides a solid foundation in the technology behind our digesters, while my MSc in finance and technology guides our focus on sustainable development. Unlike home biogas, which targets homeowners, however lacks aesthetic appeal, or seed energy, which offers costly industrial solutions, our digesters are affordable, compact, and designed for small spaces. They complement existing waste collection services by the council, reducing external disposal needs. Here's how it works. Simply feed your food waste into the digesters. This could be your scraps or food that went bad. Anaerobic microorganisms break it down, producing biogas for cooking or heating. This process slashes energy costs by 10 to 30% monthly and cuts methane emissions. Priced at £1,350 with a £40 monthly subscription for servicing, our total addressable market is £48.8 billion. We have already sparked interest from establishments like Giddy Grill and Heavenly Desserts in Aberdeen. Among 122 surveyed correspondents, 42% appreciate the cost savings and 36% value environmental responsibility. Winning the Scottish Edge Award will enable us to finalize prototype development and testing with a detailed budget for design, construction, testing, analysis, and documentation. This investment positions us to achieve a projected turnover of £274,500 in our first year of trading. I am Adedoyin Mfon, the founder of Grains and Oil Limited. Our mission is simple: turn food waste into energy. Join us in transforming waste into wealth and paving the way into a greener tomorrow. Thank you.
So yeah, I think final words, Sister Adedoyin. Final words. Can you hear me? We can't hear you.
Final words.
Sorry, I was muted. So that's about it. So I have like different videos. So I'm not even sure that was even the video that I used for the one that I want, because when I was hearing the things I was saying, I don't think that's what I used. So I think I didn't get that one. Because I know that my projection for my first year in the one that I won was not 207 something thousand. It was like 36,000 in sales in year one. I had come like I had done so other things I had mentioned about not just throwing numbers and being sure of what you can actually achieve. So I think that was the one I used for the regional edge. Because that's another good thing in Scotland. You also have in Aberdeen, there's also a regional edge that comes up that you can apply for before you even apply for the Scottish edge. So and keep on learning from it. But That basically just says everything, like in the video, because you notice how I was trying to say how my career also aligns with it, even though I'm not a biotech person, but I have a background in engineering and a background in finance. And even if I didn't have an engineering background, just as a commercial basis, and I've been in finance for over 10 years, and I also studied finance. So you also need to be commercially grounded in your business. So it's just different things, just making sure that you're letting them know what exactly you want to do, how you want to achieve it, and how you're going to use the money. Yep. And I will have to go because I have an event that Brother Shimon knows that I'm supposed to be preparing something for. So
thank you very much. So please let's go.
Yeah. Thank you, everyone. I hope I was able to help.
Thank you. We do pray that I'll be hearing good news from you in Jesus' name.
Amen. And from every one of you also. Yeah. You can reach out to me if you want. Sorry?
Your address.
My what?
LinkedIn.
Oh, just my name. My name. Adedoyin Mfon. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much. So you can.
All right.
I will stop.
Bye. Thank you.
Thanks.
Have a lovely day. Thanks, everybody. Bye.
Hi.
Yeah, coming. Yeah.
She started the